tonight. I figured I would have fun just doing this. So anyway, let me take this off. Here we go. And I'm going to do this. All right, everybody. I don't know whether you know Mercury has gone retrograde as the last couple of days, not to use that as an excuse, but sometimes things when it is retrograde gets a little thrown off. But anyway, we're on point. Let me do this. Okay. Hi, everybody. Again, Happy New Year. Happy 2023. It's going to be an interesting year. I'm going to take people's calls and everything like that. But there's something I want to share. I hope I'm doing this right. But before I do this, let me do the forecast for today. This is Live with Lloyd, where the joy of numerology is the joy of learning and enlightenment. So please like, share, and subscribe. It is Monday, the 2nd of January, 2023. The sun is in Capricorn, the moon is in Taurus, but it goes into Gemini tonight at 9:44. Mercury is retrograde, which started back on the 29th. It's a 8 universal month, a 9 universal week, a 1 universal day. And so Leo, Aquarius, Aries, and Cancers are these signs, and those born on a date that happens to be the 7th, the 2nd, the 11th, the 16th, the 20th, the 25th, or the 29th. All right. So I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to share a screen. It's going to be, I got 2 of them today. I got a video from a he does sportscasting for the National Basketball Association and other sports league. I had him on my show, Cayman Kelly. But he sent me this because it involved Kyrie Irving. And it was about something that was posted on a YouTube channel about his number. So I want to kind of share that. I'm going to see how we can do this here. Let's see. Head to the stream. Okay, there we go. So now let me do this and then I'll explain.
All right, guys, I know we love a good numbers game, or at least Eric Collins, I know you do. So how about this for Kyrie, the reason that he wears number 11? It's a huge significance in his life. He has multiple reasons. He was born at 111. His dad wore number 11 when he played college ball at Boston University. Kyrie Irving is exactly 11 letters long. Even the letter K is the 11th letter of the alphabet. And after playing a total of 11 games at Duke due to injury, he was drafted pick 1 of round 1 in 2011. He even scored his 11,000th point on the 11th of March.
No.
Yes.
Wow. Kept getting better and better.
Okay, there you have
Here,
it.
Navy SEALs, 3 rules for.
All right, there we go. I think that was interesting that every athlete, let me tell you, numbers are so important. Of course, when we're dealing with finance, of course, when we're dealing with figuring out our social security and PIN codes and passcodes, all these other things. But to an athlete, numbers mean the world to them because their whole world is bombarded with numbers. Numbers show up in every way, shape, or form. So when they said the 11, I says, that's interesting. Let me see something. So they said he was, wears the number 11. That in fact, if you look at his high school picture, I'm going to put up on the screen, there he is wearing the 11. Now, 1 + 1 is 2. All right, if you keep it simple. So when he went to the Boston Celtics, there he is there. His jersey was an 11. Okay. So when he went to the Cleveland Cavaliers, he wore jersey 2, but 1 + 1 = 2. And now he is presently playing for the Brooklyn Nets, which is the 11. So based upon what I just shared with you and looking at it, I says, now that's interesting. And so naturally, as a numerologist, I'm going to go deeper. This is what I discover for myself. You tell me. All right, I did his name under what is called the Chaldean system. There are two systems to do it by: the 1 to 8 method, the older system, or the 1 to 9. So under the Chaldean system, because don't forget, they said he had 11 letters in his name, which is true. Then 11K represents the 11th letter. In this case, under the Chaldean system or the Pythagorean system, K represents a 2. So that makes sense. But then I says, when I did his name adds up to the master number 11/2, because 1 + 1 is 2. And then his last name, Irving, is 18. So when I had 2 + 9, that's 11. So I just thought that was amazing. I says, okay. I says, wait a minute, Stray. Hold on. Get a grip. Do the birthday. Well, he is in Aries, March the 23rd, 1992. And this is the way I look. There are various ways that you do numbers. People say 3 + 2 + 3 + 1 + 9 + 9 + 2 equals, I do believe, 29, which would equal 11. This to me is my proven method. It's of course, it's just my style, but this is my proven method to see whether, in fact, it is a master number or 22 or an 11. In this case, as you see for yourself, it is. So I just think it's interesting that if we would add this on top of what you just saw or heard, I think it would be very interesting that without question, the master number 11 is very important. But see, for me, as an astro-numerologist, he's an Aries 5 person because he's born on the 23rd of the month. 2 + 3 is 5. And wasn't it interesting? They said on March the 11th, he had scored his 11,000 points. Now, it may not mean nothing to you, but I'm not a sports person. But to those who who do nothing but sports and everything like that all day long, it is a very interesting way of looking at things. Alrighty, so anyway, but here's the point. Each and every one of you have numbers too. It's just that we have a pet number, we have a special number, we call it what you will, but the point is we all have a number that we feel is important to us in some way, shape, or form. So since this is the beginning of the year, I'm going to take some calls. I want to thank my moderator, Jazz. Happy New Year to her, and Happy New Year to all of you as well. Uh, so here we go. Let's see who we got up front. And by the way, any of you who have numbers, if you'd like to share, let me know. Let me know. Maybe you have numbers that follow you in a certain way, or things that are what you call it. For the 86 people who are joining, thank you. Also, click the like button. I think this is okay. Here we go. We're going to take the first one for the new year, which is Barbarielle Connor Greenwich. She is born on March the 9th of 61. Now, she is a Pisces 9 person. That means she's a water sign with a fire number. And what that tells me is this, that for her this year, she's going to be entering a one personal year. It means a year of new beginnings, new directions, new opportunities, new ways of looking at things from a different perspective. Normally, people advance in the sense of raises, promotions, starting their own businesses, launching projects and plans, setting up kind of like organizations or things of that nature. So it's very, very important that this is going to be an important year. And since 9 is a leadership number, what it tells to me is that without question, this is the year, if nothing else, like you did around about the fall of 2013 and of 2014, where in a way, shape, or form, you took charge of things. You says, okay, this is the direction I'm going to take this. This is how it's going to go. So anyway, your most important numbers are the 9, followed by the 3, followed by the 6, which means Tuesday and Thursday and Fridays are your best days. Okay. So anyway, thank you very, very much. And I must say, Happy New Year to this beautiful lady, Jackie. I call her Jackie Barrios. She is the one that's made it responsible for me to have these, I think, over 100, close to 160 episodes so far. But it started out because of this young lady right here, Jackie Barrios, December 2nd, a Sagittarius 2 person. Happy New Year to you. So I thank her very, very much for making this a reality. Okay. Anyway, so Jackie is a December 2nd person. So that means she's going through a 3 personal year. Now, 3 represents Jupiter, and Jupiter represents in an astrological fashion where things begin to open up, things begin to blossom. It blooms like a flower when the sun comes out. It brings out good luck and expansion and prosperity. Monies too. It also rules the reputation. So in that way, I would expect there to be some very interesting thing taking place in that way too. So this is how I see it for her. And again, Jackie, happy New Year to you. Let me see this one. Okay. This is Ricaria Dominique Gardner. She's born on January the 30th. So that means for this year, she will be entering. It all depends. I'm trying to do it in my head. If I'm not correct, if I am correct, excuse me, she will probably be entering, and I do believe I'm correct mentally, at least the way I do it mathematically. She's going to be entering a master number 11 personal year. Okay. And what that simply means to me is that this is a year where she approaches things with a whole different mindset, a whole different way of looking at things, with an open mind, being open to new concepts and ideas, because Aquarius is a fixed sign, which means they can get set in their ways. But at the same time, this person, because of the cycle they're going through, needs to be a little bit more fluid and flexible and bendable to see how maybe if I put it this way, maybe I can make it that way to make it happen this way. So it's that kind of energy. And it means taking time, watching the diet, things of that nature too. So anyway, that's what I want to share with you. And by the way, your numbers are the 3, 4, and 1, and Thursdays and Sundays are your best days. And then a minor way Monday too. All righty. So thank you very, very much. Let's see who else we got here. And again, Happy New Year to all of you, and especially those of you who've within the last about month or so making donations. I've got names I'm going to put up later. I'll share with those later. But in the meantime, though, this is interesting. This is Patrice Lumumba. They says their daughter's birthday is January the 4th of 88, and their mother's is born on January the 6th. So the one thing they have in common is this: they're both Capricorns. They both cardinal signs, which simply means a change of the seasons. But their temperament, see, because the number, which is according to the date of birth, 6 has a different mindset and 4 has a different mindset. 6s are normally conservative, 4s are normally not. 6s normally like to kind of save for rainy day and plan in advance. To some 4s, they might like to do that, but for most 4s, they kind of play it by ear, play it off the cuff. All right. So their styles are different. And it's not that numbers can't get along, but when there's a 6-4 opposition, so when they talk about Friday the 13th, well, Friday rules the number 6, and 1 plus 3 is 4, falling on a Friday. And in fact, the first Friday the 13th is this month. And here's how you know. Anytime the first month of any month starts on a Sunday, that second Friday is the 13th. And that's the first Friday the 13th. So I say that to say that sometimes the sister and daughter may be at odds because now they're both grown women. Of course, she's a mother. I assume that the daughter might be a mother herself, but the way of thinking is totally, totally different. Um, which is why it might baffle you, Ma, in that way. But for me, I understand. So in that way, Patrice, I do understand it. and with you having a birthday coming up, it simply means this year is about some changes for you, a chance to travel and travel much more than you have in the past, especially last year with kind of restrictions and whatnot. So your daughter's key numbers are the 4, 1, and 8, and your numbers are the 6, 8, and 3. Totally, totally different. Totally different. All right. Now there's somebody that gave me this. Can I see it? This is like, wow, this is like, okay, can I put this up here? Um, well, I got something from, oh, let me take this off and let me put this on. Okay. How come it's not showing? All right. Anyway, there's a gentleman named Mr. Fountain, Crenshaw Fountain, and he is in Aries. He's April the 17th, and he said his son is June the 16th. So this is an interesting combination in the sense that Mr. Fountain is a fire sign with an earth number, and his son is an air sign with a water number. Now, people would see, to me, numerically, astrologically, I would say they get along great in that sense. In the sense that they're both kind of mature and understand each other. The son is very independent, where the father is very straight ahead. I know you don't take care of any types of anything that kind of like is like, well, not handling the way business should be done. And the way your birthday works, you're very intense and honest, direct, probably like to be structured and organized, where your son, as a Gemini, is a little bit more flexible because he's there. He's kind of air. It represents you kind of all over the place at times. But here's the point. You are a fire sign. Your son is an air sign. So fire and air work very well together. Then if I look at the numbers, you are an earth sign and your son is a water sign. So actually you have all four elements blended together with father and son, which is rare. Your fire, he's air by sign. Your earth, he's water by numbers. And that in and of itself makes it a very unique combination. And eights and sevens are normally drawn to each other. So as he gets older, uh, things are going to, well, probably now, because he's born in 2008. So so I would say this is a good combination. By the way, your key numbers born on the same day as um, JP Morgan, by the way, Brother Fountain, is the 8, the 7, no, excuse me, the 8, 9, and 6. And as for your son born on Tupac's birthday, his numbers are the 7, 2, and 5. So since you'll have different numbers, it means he may have a set of numbers that come from his mom, but we don't have that information. But anyway, Happy New Year. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for the generous donation. Much appreciated. Okay. So anyway, let me do this. Let me go to the back end a second. And I'm going to take Spiritual Kai because I think she made a contribution the last time, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, um, you are a Aries, excuse me, a Virgo 2 person. Now, what that means is this. You are a blend of earth and water, which is excellent for your case. Normally, this combination makes for nurturing individuals. They know how to nurture, to mother, to protect, to kind of provide the things that are steady in a person's life, which is why the nature of earth is that way. Um, and at the same time, you are fluid enough. That's because of the water number, and waters can be very fluid, flowing it all deforming on the shape that it surrounds itself in. And so this way you can nurture and grow things around you. And in this case, you'll find as a result that what happens is you're very intuitive, which means you should always follow your first mind. Your cycles this month says you are heading into an 8 personal year. And this is a year where you come into your own in the sense that since last year, 2022 was reflective, this year is going to bring about moves that takes you to a whole nother level financially, emotionally, in terms of achievement and recognition. and opening up a whole new vest of things that are turning out to be, or that will turn out to be very beneficial to you. So in that regard, you'll find that this will be one of the things that is going to guide you for the month ahead. It's going to be very important. February looks like it's going to be opening up with some great news for you, a raise or promotion or doing some things interesting. But your key numbers are always the 2, 7, and 5, and Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are your best days. Okay. Thank you so much. Take this person here, Jessica. Her birthday is November the 4th. All righty. So happy birthday to you, Jessica. Thanks for the donation. Um, it's interesting. You are a water sign, but with an air number. So that means you're a fixed sign with a number that's kind of fixed in its own way, which is the nature of Aquarius, which means you like to be thinking different. I guess this is P. Diddy's birthday, which means he's always liked to be different and always brought with him controversy, which is the nature of a 4. Not that they mean to. Normally times 4 people bring controversy, say Jay-Z of 4, Beyonce of 4. Yes, although there's been some other things, but there's always some controversies, particularly around these particular numbers per se. So don't let that throw you, as understand and celebrate the fact that you're going into a 4 personal year and you happen to be born on a 4. So anytime your personal year is matching your date of birth, so you'll be in a 4 personal year and you are number 4 at the same time. So that means now, if you really want to get it together, tighten it up, get your act straight, get your house in order, put all the pieces back in place. This is it. Now, I like the year, which a lot of people don't because they like to work, but in simple terms, it's what you put into it is what you get out. So if you don't put anything in, kind of don't expect anything back out at the moment. All righty. So that's it. And by the way, your key numbers are the 4, 1, and 9, and your best days are always on a Sunday and a Tuesday. These are your best days. All righty. So let's take who is this again? Santoria Bassett. She is November 5th. That's interesting. One day after my last uh, comment person. Anyway, you happen to be, instead of a water sign with an air number, you are a water sign with an air number. So actually, both of you are the same, although both water sign with air numbers are saying corrected. So what that simply means is, though, but 5 is totally different than a 4. 4 likes to be unconventional, think outside the box, but 5 is more flexible, more determined, love more variety, likes expansion, like to do everything that's kind of like anything that allows them to take on a whole different flavor about things, to change up the routine, to get away from the same old, and let's do something different and travel. And so since it's a travel cycle, I would expect that too, either weekends or at some point, especially around February and April and May, to really do some interesting traveling, to say the least. Okay. But since you are born on the 5th of November, your numbers are not the 4, 1, and 9, but the 5, 9, and 6. You, by born one day different, have a totally different set of numbers. So the only number you share with the person just before you, born on the 4th, would be the 9. But other than that, your numbers are 5, 9, and 6. And Wednesdays, Tuesdays, and Fridays are your best days. All righty. Okay, so here we go. Let's see who else we got. And so, by the way, let me say this. I pointed this thing out at the beginning, the top of the show, to show you how athletes have things with numbers. All of us have it. They now call it angel numbers. If you see numbers all the time, the number I see that people repeat it or call the most for me is the 1111. People see that more than any other number. But at the same time, everyone may have their own set of numbers that they look at. I have a set, people have a set, they have pet numbers. It goes like that. And so let's go to this person here, Angelo Nelson. Alrighty. The second, of course. So Angelo is a Virgo 7 person, which means they're an earth sign with a water number. So these elements of earth and water is very nurturing. And the reason why it says, if it makes sense, if you're thinking, if you plant seed, you put it in rich soil, and then the nature to trigger it, to make it grow, to blossom, to come out into the sun, to break ground, is when you water it. So when I see a combination like this that complement each other, it tells me that whoever this person is, that they are very steadfast, very strong-willed, strong determination, very individualistic, very independent in the way they think and do things, sarcastic to a degree, prefer to be their own best company, are old souls and spirits. And maybe this person may exhibit some of these qualities. So if they've had relationships with older persons in the past, that would not surprise me at all. And very analytical. So at any rate, for you this year, since this is the year of the seven, which at 2023 is a seven, and you're born on the 25th, which is a seven. So, however, you are going to be, if I'm not mistaken, in a four personal year. That's exactly what you're going to be in. So that means this year was probably a very busy year. A year, if I'm doing this, this is, yeah, 775 and 8 is 4. That's right. That's exactly what it is. It's a four personal year. So what it means is this is a year to kind of get everything together, to kind of have a plan of action, to not let things just lay around doing nothing, to put everything back in its place, have a sense of purpose, a sense of order, a cycle to actually to put in the work. The beautiful part is if you put in the work, that which you put in will return back to you in equal measure. So in that sense, this would be a very, very good year for you. And since 4 and 7s are similar in the sense of liking to stay under the radar, it'll find that quiet time that you need, especially in and around March, which is your opposition period. But at the same time, though, it'll give you a chance to get away, to go somewhere where you can kind of escape and get away from the noise and confusion, things of that nature. By the way, 7 is the number for this year, which means it's you, but in a degree, yes. But again, the work is required. So anyway, your numbers are the 7, 2, and 5, and Mondays and Wednesdays are your best days. Okay. Anyway, let's see who we got here next. We have Sovereign Gabby, I think that's it. January 27th, which is an Aquarius. Okay, you're an Aquarius 9 person, which means that there's a couple of things you should know quickly. One, this is the age of Aquarius. Two, this is the age of women. Three, you happen to be entering an 8 personal year for 2023. Now, 8 is a powerhouse cycle of a number that everybody likes. As soon as you say money, I'm in. Power, I'm in. Authority, I'm in. Achievement, I'm definitely in. Okay. Recognition, marriages and births and pregnancies and doing things on a whole different level of a major, major nature, I should say. So if that's being the case, get ready, buckle up, because you are definitely going to be going for a ride that should really take you far. That's actually going to catapult you into 2024. Now, why did I say that? Well, if you're entering an 8 personal year, then this time next year in 2024, you'll be in a 9 personal year, which matches your 27th birthday, which is a 9. So I would say for the next 2 years, at least 18 to 20 months, 22 months, I tag along with you. You know what I'm saying? If people knew what was going on now. And it's not just for the ride, but to learn things from you as you grow and achieve certain things. It should be a great, great time for you. Always got along better with the males, ain't gonna front. Um, Always have been, and I hope I got this right. Um, but at any rate, the point is that this is your year to take control and do the things you have to do. All right, it's just that simple. So your lucky numbers are, or important numbers are the 9, 4, and 1, while Tuesday and Monday, and in a minor way, Wednesday are your best days. All righty. Thank you. Thank you very much. So let's see who else we got here. Now, this is interesting. This person here, Tavera, they said her personal, let me see how she put this. Her personal year reading is she's born April 26, 1974. The time was 3:33. She does she doesn't say whether AM or PM. Um, and I don't know whether this is also military time. And she did her name Z. A is the 1, Z is equals 111. Okay. I also don't share my name with anyone on the planet. That's a very, very nice when you can make that distinction. You don't know how upset I was when I found out there was another Lloyd on this planet, like 100,000 Lloyds, okay, on this planet. Says, what's that about? Okay. So now, if you got those kind of bragging rights, I salute you. But I had a reality check, okay? I had to get myself together, right? Like, yo, man, I thought it's just me because my pops, because I was named after him. But that is the point. All righty. So here is the thing. With this birthday, you are an Aries 8 person, okay? Born on the 26th no, excuse me. You are a Taurus 8 person. So you're an earth sign with an earth number. I can tell Mercury's retrograde. There's no question about that. But anyway, since you are an earth sign with an earth number, it means just that. Very, very down to earth, very, very grounded. Sometimes you don't give people wiggle room, and it's not your fault. It's the nature of your element. Earth is solid. Earth is, everything comes from the earth. We even go back to the earth. It's like that. So earth is a very, very essential element in nature. And one of the things it's known for is its practicality and its common sense nature. All righty. So that's how that works. So, and what it means is that at times you will be a little misunderstood because of it. People will think that you are maybe overly conservative, especially about your spending habits, what you spend on your clothes or your children or the family. But over and above that, you're pretty good. You're pretty much on target. And I will say this: that things that have happened to you, like for example, let's say you're married, the person you marry may not have been. Only saying, not have to be correct, but may not have been the one you had planned to marry. But as nature had it, because eight nature or the eight plays a trick is ruled by a higher force. So sometimes it'll step in and help you move in another direction. Well, at any rate, those things may have happened. But anyway, your numbers are the 8, 9, and 6, and your best dates are no, the 8, 6, and 9, excuse me. And then your best days are always on a Saturday, a Tuesday, and a Friday. All righty, or yeah, that's it. Anyway, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see who else we got here. All right, let's see. And by the way, I hope all of you had a good new year. This one is Andrea B, who is May the 20th. Now, this person is going to be entering a 5 personal year. How am I getting these personal years for those that are maybe just tuning in? It's simple. What I did was I take the month you were born, the day you were born, then I add to it the year I want to know about, which is 2023. So I leave off the year I'm born. If I want to know why you're here, that's what I would go with. But if I want to know, okay, what's going on right now? What's in this moment? What's into the swing of things that I'm about to jump into this new year? Well, this is when you take that year. And the beautiful part I like is you can take any year, a year in the past that was significant, a marriage, a birth, a milestone, whatever it is, this all you got to do. So if I took the birthday in your case of May the 20th and added to 2023, it adds up to a 5 personal year. 5 is the break point between the 1 and the 9. There's the alpha and the omega, and then there's the break point right here where you take a break. You want to make a change. You want to get out of the rut. You want to breathe. You want to get some fresh air. And it's an air element too. So that makes all the sense in the world to me. And it means just be more flexible, having more a way of not being tied into everything. Everything is on the clock and that you got to be on it. But to get some room to kind of diversify yourself, to explore your options and look for opportunities and things of that nature. Geminis, by the way, along with Virgos and people born on the 5th, 14th, or 23rd of the month, will also help you in some way, but it's going to be a life changing session. But being an earth sign with a water number, I know you're very nurturing, caring, sharing, and romantic. Your key numbers are the 2, 7, and 6. And your best days are always on a Monday and a Friday. All righty. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Let's see. I want to go back. Some people. Okay. Um, Here we got Sharon 65. She's born on July the 1st of 53. And Sharon, thank you for the donation. Now, let me say this. When I do this segment like this and I do Wednesday, I get so many calls. It's impossible. And a person close to me said, Lloyd, slow down. You can't save the world. You can't read everybody on here. So I try to vary it. I can't pick everybody, but what I do is acknowledge it. And I've got a list of names that I meant to acknowledge, but I'll do that on Wednesday of people who made donations. So even if I don't do it in the moment I'm doing the show, believe me, I'm acknowledging of what you done. All right. Thank you very much. So in this case, you are, since you are July 1st, Sharon, a Cancer 1 person. Now, here's the contradiction in a sense. You are water with fire. You are a water sign with a fire number. Now, these are elements that would definitely oppose each other. They would cancel each other out, as you know. So there will be times when the emotional side or the watery side of Cancer comes through. That's that nurturing, caring, sharing, loving, doting, mothering type of energy comes out. And then there's the time when that fire number comes out, which means you're not taking no slack, you're not having it, you're not hearing it. I'm not down with this, and you tell it like it is. Okay. So in that regard, it all depends on kind of what day of the week they catch you on and how your flow is going. But I tell you this, you of all the persons I've talked to so far in this session have 4 numbers rather than the basically 3. Your 4 numbers are the 1, 4, 2, and 7. I'll do the shortcut explanation. The 1 and the 4 are the sun numbers. You're born on the 1st, and it has a co-ruler, which is the 4. The 1 rules the summer side of the sun. The 4 rules the winter side of the sun. Then you under the sign of Cancer that's governed astrologically by the moon. Well, it has 2 numbers. One is the 2, which represents the full side of the moon, and the number 7, which represents the new side of the moon. So thus, your key numbers from your birthday are the 1, 4, 2, and 7. These are your key numbers, all right? And it simply means that Sundays and Mondays, and in a minor way, ironically, Tuesdays. And Tuesday will be a tricky day. Some days it'll work for you, and some days it may not work. So I would focus on more the Sunday and the Monday as for the best days to carry out your plan to get things done. So thank you very, very much for the donation again. All right, let's see who we got on this end. Okay, this is Kathy Bartolota, and her birthday is August the 18th. All righty. Well, let me say this about you, Kathy. First of all, there are 24 ways of spelling your name, believe it or not. But even if I had this, even if I didn't know the exact way how you spell all the way out, this abbreviation, some with K, some with IE, your birthday tells me this: whoever you are fixed, you are fiery, you're determined, you're passionate, and you're very proactive. That's a nice way of saying you do not take orders well. If you've been in the military or dated persons in the military or or dealt with gentlemen or persons that handle tools or machines or instruments or law enforcement or whatever, that would not surprise me at all. You are a fighter, and what people see is what they get. Yet you got a heart of gold. I got to be honest with you. This particular year for you, you will be entering a sixth personal year. So that means you are about making adjustments, and that simply means one of the adjustments took place about 2 to 3 months ago when you start working on your hair, changing your hairstyle, or at least thinking about it if you haven't actually done it already. Maybe shedding a pound or two, changing your diet, working out, power walking, whatever the case may be, all depending, or in the sense of going to a situation whereby I think I need to learn something, take a course or workshop or seminar retreat. But the point is, it's about making yourself a better person, being in a sixth personal year. It's a love, I call it the romance and finance cycle: love, marriage, separation, divorce, births, pregnancies, all depending on the status. Because if it's not you, it could be somebody around you. Because, for example, it's a pregnancy cycle. Now, I know that, I'm looking at the year and all that, but I'm talking about it could be uh, uh, a child. It could be brother, younger brother or sister. But the point is, it could be also symbolic birth to ways of doing things. All right. So that's what I'm seeing. At any rate, though, there are going to be some adjustments again that has to be made, but there's going to be some compensation coming your way too. So at any rate, look for a Taurus or Cancer. Excuse me, Taurus or Libran, or a person born on the 6th, the 15th, or the 24th to be of help to you. All righty. And so with that, I thank you. Let's do James Alexis. His Happy New Year to you too, brother. And you being Aquarius, and you are a 7. So this year is going to be important to you in your own way, uh, but in a way that's kind of different because you too will be entering a sixth personal year, like Kathy, who was born on August the 18th. That's exactly right. So in your case, though, uh, your approach is going to be totally different since you're an Aquarius. But what's interesting, to a degree, these cycles of sixes for you and Kathy oppose you to a degree. So it means take it easy, don't be pushy. Both go get physicals from your doctors. Okay. In addition to physicals, your best medication should be sunlight, fresh air, and some brisk activities. That would do you wonders. All compliments of Mother Nature to take advantage of that. And you too might feel that, wow, maybe I need to kind of like get myself together, tighten up more, get back in the gym, or whatever we do. We have that self-talk first before we actually get to the physical. Everything starts in the mind. That's what motivates you to do what you do. You don't do things impulsively. So it all starts as a mindset that you get. Then it's a matter of getting to that point where it then goes from the mind into action, like an engine warming up. So that is the best thing. All righty. So anyway, I thank you very much. Your key numbers, and interestingly enough, just like the caller before, Kathy, July the 1st, that had 4 numbers, you do too, except yours is the reverse. Your numbers are the 7, 2, 4, and 1. Her numbers was the 1, 4, 2, and 7. Your numbers are the 7, 2, 4, and 1, which is interesting. Which meant if y'all knew each other, you would probably get along pretty good as neighbors, co-workers, lovers, mates. Who knows? even frenemies. You never know. You never know. Anyway, thank you very much. Alrighty. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Let's see who we got. Anyway, let's see. Anyway, this is very interesting. Again, for those of you, how I'm getting these personal year numbers is very simple. You take the month and the day you want to know about, the month and the day you're born, excuse me, and then you add it to the year. Boy, this is an interesting first of the, but this is going to be the last one. It's going to be like this. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, um, you take the month and day you're born, and then you add it to the year you need to know about. Past, present, or future. You got some futuristic people out here. They'll say, well, Lloyd, what's my cycle 5 years from now? So let's say that's 2028. Well, it's very simple. You take the month and day that person is born and you add it to the year they wanted to know about, and you can project it. Now, the only thing I can't do and they can't do is rush it. They're going to have to wait 5 years. But lo and behold, if the Creator blesses us both be here and whatnot, they will find, in fact, that things around those descriptions that are made now will be the occurrences then in the future of 2028. So, and you can go back in your past too. What year was this major move, this major deal, this major upset, this major setback? Because everything is cyclical, and that's how creative made it. All righty. So anyway, let's do okay. Let me see. Okay, now this is a little different. This is D Town Queen B. She says our life path is a one, and our personal year for 2023 is a one as well. All right, now that leads me to certain things. First of all, for those of you who may not know, when she says her life path, she's taken the month, the day, and the year she's born, and whatever that single digit is, it adds up to a one. So she's has a one life path. Some call it a birth path. Some call it a destiny. Here's how I describe it to her. I would say your birth, the month, the day, and the year you're born says you're in the first grade in the school of life. I try to keep it simple because we've all gone to school, we've all been in a grade, and you know when you're in a grade, you got to learn certain things. So she's in the first grade. That means she's got to learn how to be independent, self-reliant, innovative, inventive, curious, original, futuristic. Those are some of the things she has to learn. She has to learn not to be bossy and selfish and whatever the case is. So she knows that she don't want to get left back and repeat this all over again in the next go round. She just learned what she needs to do so she can make it to the next go round, but on the next level. So, but the fact that she's in a one personal year also says now she has a fresh blackboard in front of her, clean. She can write on it anything she wants, but she should write the things that she desires over the next 9 years. And what that simply means, D Town, is this: it's not what your folks want, your mate wants, the kids want, people around you may want, as much as what you want for yourself. So it all depends on what you're doing for you, what's in it for you. What am I getting out of it? And it's about me, myself, and I. It's about being selfish, as I says, and again, I'll say it's one of the few times I says it's about being selfish. It's about determining what's in your best interest rather than looking out for someone else. You can always take a look out for someone else later, but the point is, you're in a year whereby it sets the stage of what you want to do for the next 9 years. So if you can't see yourself with this person, or you can't see yourself in that situation, or you can't see yourself living in this moment here in this place and time, then these are all the seeds you're planting, because when this cycle is around again, and it will come, you'll be in a whole different set of circumstances. Okay. So it's very important. So anyway, thank you for sharing. All righty. And let's see who else we got here. All right. Okay. Um, this person here is uh Mines. Okay, anyway, uh Their birthday is January 17th, 71, and their daughter is the 26th. It's very interesting that astrologically, Capricorns and Libyans get along very, very well. It so happens to be that the mom and daughter are also number 8. She's born on the 17th, and her daughter is born on the 26th. 2 plus 6 is 8, and with the mom, 1 plus 7 is 8. The difference is the mom is an earth sign with an earth number, which means very, very stern, or can be very pragmatic, very much into the common sense of the modality of doing it. At the same time, the daughter, though, is an air sign with an earth number. So she brings to it a little bit more, shall we say, deductions, a little bit more questioning. Where with the mom, there's no question. This is the rules. This is how I was raised. This is how the ancestors say it is, and that's the deal. Okay, she might go like that with it, but anyway, that would make sense. But at the same time, though, with the mom, she is entering a 7 personal year. So that means this is a year for her to get in touch with her spirituality, to go deeper down the rabbit hole of life to find out why she does what she does, why things are happening, to explore, to look at other ventures in life. And what's interesting is that the nice thing about it is if she looks at next year, 2024, just kicking it up a bit in advance, which shows you how this works, she will also at the same time be entering an 8 personal year, and she is born on the 17th, which is an 8. So this is a year to prep yourself for, because in about maybe literally in about another 10 and a half to 11 months, around late September, October, around your daughter's birthday, man, listen, people are going to be too scared of you. Seriously, it's going to be like that. As for your daughter, she's going to be entering a 6 personal year. Now, what's interesting is so she's always 1 personal year behind you. So last year, 2023, she was in a 5. Now she's in a 6. Where you're in a 6, now you're in a 7. And so there's this saying that things can be at odds with 6s and 7s. This is just the way it is. Well, 6 is an even number and 7 is an odd number. So I would imagine that's how that saying came into be. But be that as it may, the styles are totally different. With your daughter, her style's going to be more about things with home, obligations, commitments, schooling. I see she's born in 2005. So that tells me right there that something might be with schooling or things of that nature, or finishing schooling, getting awards or grants or honors, whatever, where you, in your case, is a year where you want some downtime. You don't want to be bothered with nobody. You just want to be left alone. Well, I don't know whether you're in New York, but for New York minute, you know what I'm saying? Just, can I think? Can a woman have a break? That is the deal. But it's designed to make you go deeper into the reasons why you do the things you do, to look at things in a more metaphysical, spiritual nature, which is why people go to church or whatever the case is like that. So that's kind of how it works. All righty. So anyway, that's it. All the best. Y'all have a lot in common though. But of course, that's how it is with teenagers and parents and whatnot. I didn't think my mother knew anything either. She fooled me. Okay. I knew a lot. Brother Jeff Nix, Happy New Year. This is a good friend of mine. He is October 31st, and his beautiful wife is born November the 1st, the very next day. Happy New Year to you and yours, Jeff. Okay, well, now for you, Jeff, the good news is you entered a 3 personal year. 3 means, I know some of my metaphysical colleagues are saying you ain't quite there yet. Yes, you are there to me. And here's what I'm saying. You're in a position this year, Jeff, where things are going to open up and prosper and blossom in ways that's going to lead to bigger and better things through contacts and other resources. It's going to be the kind of cycle whereby being creative and imaginative and expressive. Uh, 3 rules children, which means not that another child is on the way. I do think you have 2 already, but hey, you never know, as things tend to happen sometimes. And but But if not, think in terms of symbolic children, children that you mentor or tutor or direct or guide in some way, shape, or form. But the thing is about expanding your career, expanding your horizons, expanding your network of bases, which will lead to things financially being in a better position the same time next year. That's the point that you want to make. And so, as for you this year, you'll find that Pisces, that is people born late February, March, and Sagittarius, which is late November and December, being of help to you, or they may be born on the 3rd or the 12th or the 21st or the 30th of the month. They may help you as well. But anyway, Jeff, this is nice, man. This is nice. It's nice to get your comment, and I definitely owe you a call too. All righty. Thank you. All right. This is Miracle Audrey. She is now, you are a fire sign with a fire number. So we've had earth sign, earth number. Now we got a fire sign with a fire number, which simply means you are more action oriented, somewhat similar to the Kathy, I think, who was born on August 18th, if memory serves me correct, about 20 minutes ago. Anyway, you have a similar disposition, passionate, driven, popular, well liked. The only thing about your birthday, Mystical, is you got to be a little careful of taking things to the extreme. Sometimes too much can be just as bad as too little. So it's about striking that balance. And especially with the year you're going into, because you're entering a 5 personal year, which is about changes. And as I said, it's the breaking point between the 1 and the 9 cycle, where you make a change. All of it is about being not just better, but improved, enhanced, updated, upgraded. Call it whatever you want to. But it's about taking it to the next level physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, emotionally, psychologically, whichever way you're going with your life, and only you know which area you may need to change. So this is what I'm saying. Now, 5 true is the number of sex attraction. So, beating, people off you, that ain't gonna be no problem. That may be one of the concerns you may have. But if you want to know why there's an increase all of a sudden, that would explain it. But at the same time, you need your freedom. You need to breathe more than anything. So rushing into situations because somebody's interested, that's cool. But think about that eventually within a short time, you're going to say, you know what, I need to breathe because it has to be too many questions about where I'm going, where I'm coming. And that's not going to be happening for you with the year coming up for this year, 2023. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, thank you, Aries 9, for the donation. Really appreciate it. And let me take one more person since we're coming up on the hour. And okay, I will take this person. Hold on. They wanted to know about cities calculated. There we go. They're born March 23rd. Lloyd, how are cities calculated? Well, I calculated from the Chaldean system. And when I worked on my book originally, just before they had these computers and stuff, and I had to really do practically everything by hand. But nowadays, all you just do is type it in the computer. But I use the Chaldean system of numbers. That's the 1 to 8 method. That is generally the tried and true method all over the world. In the United States, definitely everybody's swinging with Pythagoras. But when you're dealing with the universal global planet of this earth, yes, they recognize Pythagoras, but they acknowledge that the Chaldean system is the more mystical, ancient of the two. So that's how it's doing. And the curious on the math from the reading from the best places to live chapter. That's where I got it from. So what you do is this. You look at the day you're born. So in this case, you're born on Kyrie Irving's birthday. That's interesting. The way I started was the way I ended on his birthday, but he was born in 1992. Anyway, for you, in this case, um, you look at the number 5 first because you're born on the 23rd day. Then you look under the sign of Aries because that is your zodiac sign. That's the number 9. That's the second best choice. And then your third choice of a number is a 6. So when you look at that, your key numbers to look at for those cities or vacationing or whatever you're doing, cars, you name it. You look for the number 5 first, then the number 9 second, then the number 6. And by the way, your best days are always on a Wednesday, Tuesday, and a Friday. Alrighty. So everybody, I want to thank you very, very much. This has been real. Now, let me tell you this. On Wednesday, I'm going to have another special guest. It's going to be me. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. And uh, uh, and thank you for letting me show this illustration of for those. And I want to thank Cayman Kelly that sent me the video on Kyrie Irving and the number 11 in his playing habits, but not knowing that numerically it's in his name and it's in his birthday. So you can't beat that. I can't make that up, as they say. Um, I have a new monthly newsletter and I want to show you. And January is out, by the way. Alrighty. So all you got to do is just pick it up. You go to my website. Here we go. Oh, how does that work? That's crazy. Anyway, the January newsletter. No, boy. Talk about. Here we go. Thank you. I'm going to put this up for you. That's the beauty of being live. Okay. At least I don't pretend. All right. You see, I don't have no easy whatever. Here we go. This is the newsletter for January. Please go to my website, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. The sign up is absolutely free. We do not put your name on a mailing list. I'm not going to say your name. I don't do that. And all you do is just register. By the way, my classes are on sale. My classes are on sale for an incredibly low, embarrassingly low price. All three of them for less than lunch for two. Seriously. We ain't even talking about dinner, but less for lunch than two. I suggest, since this is the time of inflation, sign up while you go to my website for the free monthly newsletter and enroll for a wonderful learning experience. My classes are Learn from Lloyd, How to Read a Person Like a Book, Learn from Lloyd, The Next Step in Numerology, Learn from Lloyd with my co-creator, Jackie Levine, The Do's and Don'ts of Numerology. All three combined cost less than lunch for two. That's all I can tell you. Don't take my word. Go there and check it out for yourself. Okay, but sign up. The sale won't last long. I think Wednesday it ends, but don't fool around and wait. You should do it now. Anyway, sign up for the free monthly newsletter. All right, everybody. Thank you. I'll see you in a couple of days on Wednesday. In the meantime, all of you have a blessed day, and y'all take care until then.